What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Virgin Galactic, ticker is SPCE. I'm going to give you a good breakdown of what the fundamentals are saying, what the data points are saying, and where potentially it might be going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So I'm going to give you a good summary of absolutely everything, including short interest. Short score is currently 82, utilization is 100%. As far as what shorts are doing right now within the first, looks like pre-market, they're increasing 81,000 shares, which right now, short interest is 22.81, so it is relatively high a little bit. I don't anticipate a squeeze in this play unless something substantial does happen as far as a catalyst, but I think everything for the most part is pretty scheduled. They haven't announced their Q4 earnings from what I've been able to look at, for instance, on their website or just based on SEC filings or anything. I don't see any news in relation to that. But on a side note, it does look like they did get rid of a director, I believe, or an insider. As you can kind of see right here, it does look like on March the 3rd, 2023, he is going to be departing. So Swamy is going to be departing from his position as a president of aerospace systems. So again, that might be a positive sign. I don't really know too much about his aspect and his role, but generally speaking, just moving on from there. As you can see, based on the options activity, for the most part, it is a little bit more orienting towards calls. So again, that might be a little bit more of a positive sign. Keep in mind, at the time of me doing this, it is currently $5.37. And looking at the call options, majority is looking like around $6, if not to $6.50. So that might be a very positive sign potentially on where things might be going for that. As far as this, so this is all the dark pool transactions. So there's been roughly about 4 that was done yesterday. As of right now, nothing today. But like I said, it is pre-market. But I think it is kind of the norm, so no outside abnormal buying. This is the secondary market. So what typical retail investors do purchase on. There's only been one, and that was on January the 13th. And keep in mind, this is only one over $100,000. So I think generally speaking, the number of big buyers that's been happening as of late is just very much diminished. I'll give you a quick summary of buying more, for instance. So as you can see, this is all the 13Fs as of right now, or the 31st. And most of them, looks like, to be honest, are getting out. There is some new positions, but they're extremely small. So again, take that how you see that. This is the big players ultimately in space. And that's Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street as well, oddly has a very big position in them, very close to BlackRock. But generally, it looks like a lot of the kind of middle class ones, a lot of shorting institutions are in it as well. So Citadel is one to really watch for. Barclays as well, I believe, is shorting space on a side note. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. When it comes down to this upcoming Fed decision rate, so right now you can see it is technically forecasted to be 4.75%. Right now it is currently 4.5%. This is definitely going to cause a lot of kind of discomfort among growth stocks such as space, because based on the last earnings, which of course was the Q3 one, total cash equivalent short-term investments $1 billion, long-term investments $69.07 million. Debt, $450.19 million. So any company that's potentially really relying on debt is going to get very much damaged, so much more if interest rates do continue to go up. So again, you just need to watch that. As far as their burn rate from operations, it does look like it is roughly about $314.13 million. So that is relatively high, but keep in mind, this is still a very newer sector potentially, and they haven't really capitalized on how high or what it can actually do. And when it comes down to space, I know space is going to be very, very profitable in the coming future, or decade or decades. I think nobody really necessarily knows at this stage, but when it comes down to SpaceX, when that does IPO, I think a lot of people are going to dump their space or Virgin Galactic and go over to SpaceX. My own interpretation, of course, on that. But when it comes to the technicals, I'll give you a quick breakdown. Market just opened right now, so it's down 1 cent, give or take. But On the actual chart, I do have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Band, RSI, stochastic, momentum. Stochastic, because of the broader market just going up as much as it has been, it is considered a little bit more overbought, so it most likely does need to consolidate. But luckily enough, on the chart, it's kind of wedged between that 100-day and 200-day moving average. So it does actually have a lot of room to potentially just consolidate, where it doesn't really affect the bullishness of Virgin Galactic behind the scenes. So again, that might be a positive sign. Momentum number, retail investors for the most part have been getting in, so clearly a lot more optimism for growth stocks such as Virgin Galactic. And looking at RSI, it is currently at 62. So that one kind of matches with stochastic as well. So I think generally speaking, technicals look fairly good, as does a lot of the other facts behind the scenes. Just, I think right now we just need to see what the Q4 does bring, because that'll give a little bit better of a snapshot of their balance sheet and potentially how healthy the stock is, because keep in mind, higher interest rates are really going to damage stocks such as Virgin Galactic. And on a side note, if I did miss any other aspect of Virgin Galactic, let me know in the comments below and let other individuals who are watching this know as well. Always greatly appreciate that. If there's any other stocks that you guys are looking for quick analysis on, also throw those tickers in the comments below as well. I always greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on space, or Virgin Galactic, whatever you want to call it.